Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Kris Bowers, LACHSA Music, class of 2006.
Give it up for Jasmine Lam. This has been pretty amazing. LACHSA was pretty life-changing for me. I mean, I went to LACHSA. I don't know if some of my teachers knew this, but my plan was to get in for jazz piano and switch to visual arts after my freshman year, because I didn't feel like I was strong enough in my visual art skills my freshman year. So I was like, oh, I'm good enough at piano, I'll get in for that, and then I'll switch. And that freshman year, I just fell in love with jazz, with piano, with music, and just having that group of peers that felt the same way about music or obsessed. And this piece that we're about to play is a piece for Kobe Bryant. And I first met Kobe, I first met Kobe about 6 years ago. I scored this documentary about him called Kobe Bryant's Muse for Showtime, and that was my first project. That was my first time really scoring something, and a friend of mine from high school happened to get me that job. And the first thing that Kobe required of anybody working on the project is you had to come in and sit with him and talk to him about your process, about your craft, and if he felt like you were as passionate and as obsessed about your craft as he was about basketball, then we were going to be good. And that's kind of what he carried on, the ethos he had for, of course, his life, but then after basketball, he got into, narrative work, and I still continued to do all the music for all these other projects he was working on and all these books that we did. We did these audio books, and about a year ago, or a little over a year ago now, he called me randomly. He usually would just have these random ideas in the middle of the night, at 12 a.m. He would send me a text I need a piece that sounds like this, and explain it in these very, very grand descriptions. And so one day he called me, and I remember I was with my fiance, and I put it on speaker just to just to be cool that Kobe called me. He was like, Kris, I need a piece, and I want you called it A Beautiful Death, and I want you to think about, it's Moonlight Sonata is one of my favorite pieces. I wanted to kind of feel like that, and I wanted to basically feel think about the idea of what it means to have a beautiful death. And he was then going to turn that into another one of his books. But I wrote the piece, and he loved it, but we never had a chance to make it public. And so this is actually the first time that we're performing it. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you.
you.